Hey everyone, welcome to my channel Knowledge Transfer. In today's topic, I'm going to cover what are the basic setups we need to perform in order to use the module fixed asset in Oracle Fusion. So these are all the basic setups which we need to complete so that we can use the functionality of fixed asset. Now, let me give a brief of first three key flexfield. Then we'll be proceeding further with the other setups. So let's say in GL we have a accounting key flex field. With that we are creating some account segment and segment values. Based upon that we used to create a transaction. Now in fixed asset we have three key flex field that are category, location and asset key. So all three are mandatory. So we need to perform this in order to complete the setups. So all this we need to give it over in configure system control. So let me give a brief how and why it is important. So the very first is category key flex field. So with the help of asset, whenever we are creating a asset, we used to define whether this asset belong to a which major category and minor category. So just brief, I'm just giving a brief right now. When we'll be performing the setups, you will be getting to know why and why it was important. So every asset we need to define whether it belong to major or minor. So let me give you a good example is, let's say you have created a major category like major. Okay, let me increase a bit. Major, and this one is minor. Okay, so let's say you have given a major category as uh, furniture. Uh, Let me increase the size first. Furniture in the same way you had given in a minor category, it's belong to sofa. Okay, sofa or anything you can write. So furniture is the major and the minor is sofa, and the same way we can write it as a table. Okay, and this way we can create multiple minor asset categories that belong to one major. In the same way, we can create one more, let's say building. Under building, we have office building, we have some departmental building. In the same way, we can create some minor. So this is how we used to categorize as a category key flex field. And why we used to use it? Like based upon this only, we used to create a depreciation. So depreciation is calculated based upon the asset categories. When we'll be proceeding further, we will be seeing how and when. And whenever let's say we want to create some rule which should be applicable for some asset, we used to do it on category level. So this is why asset categories is important. Now we have location key flex field. So let's say you have multiple asset, but we cannot say, right, all the asset belong to one location. We have some different location. You are currently having an organization in US, but you hold some asset in India as well. So that type of location we used to create it, or multiple location in US only you can say, or in India. Let's say you have some location, some asset in Delhi, some in Mumbai, some in Maharashtra, and you want to trick the asset based upon the location, that is also possible. So that's the reason it is one of the mandatory setups as location key flex field. In the same way, we have some asset key, and asset key it's not that important, but it is a part of a mandatory setups. So we used to perform it. So with the help of this, we can tag some asset and put some additional criteria apart from category and location to track the asset. This is how. Now As we know, we used to create first value set in let me talk about GL ones. We used to create some value set, some structure, then structure instance, then we used to create some values under the segments. In the same way we have in asset as well. So firstly we'll be creating a value set, then structure instance, and then we will be creating a values under that. So let's quickly jump into the system and let's see how does it look like. Okay, let me connect with the internet once. I think so. Yes, facing some issue. Okay, we're good to go now. So we'll be creating now. Very first is as value set for category key flex fill. Try again. Click on your username, setup and maintenance. Search for the task call as manage fixed asset ASSET. So here we have manage fixed asset flexible value set. Click on that. Click on add. Why we want to create a new one. That's the reason we'll be creating Bell, and Bell you can write it like Bell major category. When we are performing it under the GL, we used to select the module as GL, but we want to proceed with the fixed asset, we'll be selecting the fixed asset. And remember it, this one will be independent. Why I'm seeing it's independent? We'll be creating the minor one, then I'll be talking it further. So this is, let's say 10. Okay, and save and close. Now let's create a minor category. Well, minor category. Copy, paste, select it, select the module as dependent. Why I'm selecting the module as dependent right now is it's just because minor will always be dependent on major. Because for few furniture, let's say we can create a multiple minor category and it should always be dependent on some major category. If you will be creating as dependent, what will happen is, let's say you have created your building and you have created your office building. Someone can select office building under furniture by mistakenly. So this can be possible. So that's the reason we used to create some dependent and independent validation type. So this is the dependent, and it will be dependent on which independent value set. So that we have created it as Bell major category. Click on OK. Keep the validation type as character and value subtype as text and select the length. So we are done with the creation of value set. Now we'll be proceeding further, and we have created only for category. Okay, so let me put it as done. Now we are not doing this too. We'll be creating the structure for this category. Let me keep it pending right now. Let's complete, then make it as done. So for that, you need to come to the task call as manage fixed asset key flex field. Click on here, click on blank search. So you have some 3 asset key flex field which we have recently talked about. So we are going to do only for category key flex field right now. So select the category key flex field, then click on manage structure, and you can click on search. So we can see we have enabled this one. So what we can do, for just showing you purpose, I will be disabling it for now. Click on save. Let create my own structure. So it one will be bell category structure. Okay, copy paste description also we can give it. Let's keep a delimiter. Click on save. Now under this we will be creating some major and some um, minor category. So how it will be looking as, click on add, and this is, we are creating a segment right now. So bell major cat, copy this, paste sequence we can give as one. Same way here, and this is the major one. The same way we need to assign some segment label. So major category, click on here, uh, display with, let's keep 10. Column name we can select it as 7. And one more thing, this can be asked in any of the question is, in category key flex field, how many segments do we have? We have only 7 segments which we can create under the category key flex field. Select it, click on OK. I'm doing the one. And default value set code, the value set which we have created right now for major is bell major category. Click OK and save and close. Once we are done with that, we need to create the same, replicate the same for minor category. So what will happen is, well, minor cat, copy paste. This one is the sequence number is 2 because one we had already used it. Now 10. So here let's select 2. And this one is a minor one. So select accordingly the segment label as minor and pass it over here. Select your value set. Your value set is bell minor. Save and close. So we have created our structure, and under that structure we have created some segments, and we had assigned value set to segments as well. Click on save and close. Done. Now click on structure instance. Well, let me mark it here so that no one will be confused. We have completed this and this till now. Now we are performing the task called as structure instance for, yeah. So bell category, this one is instance. Okay, let me come back again. Bell category instance, copy this, paste, and we are using this bell category structure. So already we can see it has taken from the structure which we have created, it has taken inside its segments as well. Now the point is, even though we click on save and close, it will not work because we haven't enabled the checkbox call as required. So select this line, click on action, add it, enable the checkbox required. Same way do it for the second one, add it, required. Okay, save and close. Let me do it a blank search. Okay, we have created our bell category instance as well. Click on done. Now we need to deploy it. Deploy the status. So select it and click on deploy flex field. It will take hardly around 1 to 2 minutes, and once we are done, we can proceed with the second one. Hopefully, it should not submit and it should not throw any kind of error. Till then, let me talk about location. So we have location. So we can create location like the same way we have created major and minor value set. We can create multiple. We can create like state, country, and some more thing like let me take a good example of it is city. So this type of segregation you can do. How much detail level you want to create it, or you want to track the asset, based upon that you can create all the value set. I will be doing it only for two, that is country and state, just for testing purpose. So deployment is completed, click on OK. It is marked as green. Now we are done with these three. We are following the steps again back to create value set for location key flex fill. So search it. Firstly, we will be creating a value set. Click on add, and we want to track it only two level like country and state. Well, country, select your module asset. This one is independent. In the same way, give the character text 10. Create one more as state. Well, state. Select the module asset independent character text 10. So we are done with the creation of the location key flex fill value set. Now following the same step as we'll be creating some structures. Click on blank search. So here you can see last time we have taken category key flex fill. Now we will be taking it location. Select the location, click on manage structure. So we have location key flex fill, click on search. So we have these two, right? Let's say disable this one for now, for not getting any confusion. Click on add. Here we can give is well location structure. So this is the well location structure description. Click on save. Create the segment. So segment we can give it as bell country 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 copy paste sequence 1. Display, let me give it as 10, and here we have how many segments? We have 7. Select the first one, click OK. The value set which we have created for location country is well see country, select it, and you can assign the segment label, but let's say we will be assigning that segment label to state. We have created two value set, right? One is country and one is state. Click on save and close. Same way, create one more, and this time we will be having as well state. This is the second one now. Paste 10. In the same way, select number 2 and select your state. And you can assign the segment level as well. Save and close. So we have created now structure as well. Now quickly create the structure instance. Click on manage structure instance, click on add, well, location, structure instance. Copy, paste, paste. Here we need to select our bell location structure so that it can pick it up from our structure bell which we have created. Now the same way, click on add it, click on required. Okay, same way, do the same for required, click on OK. Save and close. Once we are done with this, click on deploy. Now once it is deployed, we need to do the same for asset key flex field, and we will be creating only one asset key flex field. Why? Because it doesn't require much. We used to normally in any of the organization we used to create only one, because it is one of the mandatory setups. We need to follow it, or else we can ignore it also if it was not an mandatory setups. So let's quickly create it. Let it get deployed once. Done. Click on OK. Click on done. Now search again. Let me show how many steps we have completed. So we have completed for location. We have completed the same for location as structure, and same way structure instance is also completed for location. Now the last one is asset key flex field. The tag one. Click the value set. Okay. Value set. Click on add. Bell asset key. Copy, paste, asset, independent character, subtype as text. I'll be giving the maximum length as 10. Save and close. Once we are done with the creation of the value set, same way step follow for the structure. So we have completed category and location. Now the time is for asset key flex field. Click on manage structure. Let's see if anything is there or not. Already we have. Let's disable it for now. Add my own one. This is I am showing you. It's just because let's say you will be getting a fresh instance in your organization or whenever you are working for any of the client. That's the reason. By default, if you are testing it any of the testing instance, you will be getting the seeded one. The seeded one is this one. And even though what okay, let's talk about this later when we'll be doing the setups call as configure system control. Now I had disabled it. Click on add. I'm just doing it for Bell asset key. Copy, paste, paste. Let's select this. Click on save. Create one segment. Well, asset key. Copy, paste, paste. Sequence number one. Paste, paste. Displays 10. And remember it for asset key, we have how many segment? We have 10 segment. For rest of the things, we have 7 segments. Just remember it. It can ask anytime. Select the value set code. Value set is well asset key. Click on OK, save and close. So this is how we have created the structure as well. Now quickly create the instance. Click on done. Manage structure instance. Click on add. Well asset key structure instance. Let me copy. Sorry. Copy, paste, paste. And this one we want to use bell asset key. So we have only one, that is also marked as the checkbox is disabled. We'll be enabling it. Enable it. Click on OK. Save and close. Once we are done with this all, deploy it. So what happened here is we have completed this and this and this also. So we have done the configuration for this all. Now we'll be creating some little values under it, just to make you guys understand. Let it deploy it first. Then click on OK and make sure all the deployments should be in green, or else if it is not in green, some error you have done it while configuring these setups. Click on done. Now quickly go to the value set. Okay, and let me search whatever I have created with Bell. So this all I had created for Bell. Firstly was major, minor, state, country and key. Correct. Now let's create a value under it. So we'll be creating under like let's say asset is manage values. Okay. Under major I am going to create the same example. I'll be taking it whatever I have given it in explanation purpose, Bell furniture. Copy paste. I'll just create one. You can. Okay, it's too long. Furniture. So we have created Bell furniture under the major category, and let's create under minor category. We'll be creating the minor category as let's say sofa. Sofa. And it's belong to under which major category? It will be Bell furniture. Select it, save and close. This is how we have created the major and the minor categories. Now let's create some state and country level as well. So mm, country we can give it as mm, let's create quickly some India. Let's create one more as USA and USA. So, okay, save and close. Same way, go to the state. See state name, I don't know that much in deep, so I will be creating some dummy one. Mm, let's create Delhi. I'll just create one. Save and close. So this is how we have created all the values. In the asset key also you can create something, but I will not be creating it. Anyway, we are not going to use it. If needed, we'll be coming back over here and we'll be creating it. Now, this is how we used to configure all these setups. Okay, okay. Values is also created. Now the next step is configure system control. So whenever we are going to implement in any of the organization, we need to configure system. We need to do the setups called as configure system control. And remember it, this is the one time setups. Once we do it, we won't be able to reverse it, or we won't be able to make any of the changes over there. So make sure once you are ready with all this and you had verified multiple times, then only go to configure system control. And what are the things we used to provide over here is we will be providing the category structure, category, location, and asset key details over there. And the same way, we'll be setting it into the system. And let's say we want our user to give the asset number by their own or not, or else we want our user that the asset number should be starting with some digit, let's say 001, or not say 001, like 1001. From here only it should start. So this type of things we can set it up over in our configure system control. And these setups you cannot perform like country specific or any other criteria. Like let's say you are implementing in 100 countries, so you need to do it these setups only one time. So let's see how it look like. Search for the task call as configure system. Okay. Okay, manage system control is the task name. And you will see I won't be able to make any of the changes over here. Why? Is just because this category key, flexfield, location and asset key is already defined, and it's a training instance, so I cannot make any necessary changes over here. You can just make a changes in the enterprise name, which doesn't make any sense, but I'm just showing it up. And the same way we can set it in the here, like the asset number should start from when the last asset number used was this. You want our user to enter the asset number by your own or not. This type of things you can set it over here. So whatever I did till here, just to show you how we set up the fresh instance. But let's say you are testing it or you are learning purpose, you need to do only this all setups, and you need to create the values under the category key flexful, which was created by our system or training instance. That I will be showing you in the next video when we'll be performing the concept. Let's see how other setups look like now. We have the next setups called as physical year calendar. So, okay. So why do we create some physical year? First, let me give a brief. You have some asset which was a part of your organization in 2010. Okay. And prior to that, you don't have any asset which was before 2010 in your organization. So what you will do is you will be creating a calendar from 2010, correct? Prior to that, why you will be creating it? Because you were not holding any asset before that. So once you have decided from which year you are going to create a calendar for fiscal year based upon your oldest asset, now you will be selecting the asset which you are going to use far, like a very long time. The very long time can be of, let's say, till 2040. You had decided like this asset can be used till 2040, and after that you are not seeing any asset currently in your system or in your organization which you can use after 2040. So based upon that, we will be creating the range of asset from when till which year we are going to use it. So in my example, we will be using it from 2010 till 2014, but I will not be creating so many calendars. I'm just showing it up. Example, select the oldest asset and select the future dated asset, like which we are going to use for the longest purpose. In that range, we need to create it in under fiscal year calendar. So let's quickly see how does it look. So we have already seen this. This is the manage fiscal year. Select it, click on add. Let's say Bell fiscal. Give the description. Okay, click on add. And here we just need to provide our 2021. I'm selecting 2021, so I'm telling it to the system. It's too long. Let's make 2022. So I'm selecting from January, okay, till December. Sorry, December is our 2022. In the same way, we have 2023, 24, 25, 26. How much you want, you can create it. I had just created for 4 5 years. You can create like based upon the organization requirement. Click on save and close. I had created the fiscal year calendar. Now we have asset calendar. So, like, how we want to calculate the depreciation of our asset. So based upon that, we will be creating asset calendar, or you can call it as depreciation calendar. So let's say we want to calculate the depreciation monthly basis. Okay. So based upon that only, you will be creating the asset calendar or depreciation calendar. And let's create it then. Mm, asset. Yeah. Manage asset calendar is the task name. And one more thing I want to highlight it over here is, let me duplicate the tab first. Accounting calendar. Yeah, this is the one. Accounting calendar. Correct. Yeah. So whenever we are creating the asset calendar or depreciation calendar, you should make sure the format should see. The format means whatever the format we are giving it over here. Let's say Jan J is capital, then A is small letter, and N is there, underscore 24 is there. Correct. So don't write over here in asset calendar as Jan JAN and 2024. Why I'm saying is, which I had experience in my past is, whenever we used to do this type of mistake, we won't be able to calculate the depreciation. Means we will be able to create a calculate the depreciation, but we won't be able to transfer it to GL, which means ultimately we are unable to calculate the depreciation. Correct. Now if the depreciation is not working, means your implementation is fail, right? So make sure this format should be same. One more thing is, uh, let's say we want to calculate the depreciation from mm, 2025 January. Okay, make sure you are creating 1 year prior from there. Why? Just because then only system will be able to create a depreciation, calculate the depreciation properly. So let's see how I will do it here. Bell, ASSCAL asset calendar. My fiscal year was Bell fiscal period. I am planning for 12 period. Okay, copy, paste. Let it be. Once it is loaded, we can see it over here. The plus icon will be visible. Currently it is faded out. Mm, 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 mm. It's taking too much time. Let me refresh it one time. Why it is taking too much time? Okay. Instance is a bit slow. Manage asset calendar. Bell asset calendar. Select, copy, paste. Well, fiscal here is 12, should load now. Correct. Now click on add, and we have already seen the format. The format was my GAN. So I want to plan from 2025. So I will be creating it 1 year prior to that. So then 24. Mhm. Click on start date 24 Jan 1, and when the month will get ended is 24 Jan 31st. Once you had given the start date and the end date, system can calculate automatically for all the start date end date. You just need to provide the format of period name. So you will see over here is, see, for February the system is calculating automatically. What you used to do is Feb 24, March 24, April 24, May 24. Same way we need, yeah, it's quite a pain point, but we need to do it only one time. So till now we are in January, February, March, April, May. This one is June, July 24, August 24, September 24, October 24, November 24, and the last is December. Once we are done with till December, like we have completed the 12th period, now click on add. It will create automatically for 25. So let's create only for 25. Then we can proceed further with the next setups. Mm. And this much is okay. Click on save and close. So once we are done with this, now click on, yeah. Next we have defined prorate convention. So here we used to tell it to the system, like let's say, yeah, this is important. One asset you had put it in your system, currently there is 26 of July 2025, right? So how you want to calculate it? How you want to calculate, let's say, the depreciation. So when the asset has been installed, the today is the date, like 26 July, the asset had came into our organization. So you want to calculate the depreciation for that particular month, means July, okay, from 26, and this month is of 31st, right? 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So you want to calculate the depreciation only for 5 days for this particular month, means July, or you want to calculate it for full month. Full month means whole month it will be calculating the depreciation. It will be not calculating it on a prorated basis. It will be taking it all for the full month. In the same way, we can set it in the system, like when we will be doing the retirement. Okay, this the asset has came into the picture. Now doing the retirement, how you want to calculate the depreciation? You want to calculate full month, or you want to calculate in prorated basis, which I had explained only for 5 days. Let's take an example. The asset has get retired in 15th of August. Correct. No, let's take 10 of August. Okay. So you want to calculate a depreciation of that particular asset for first 10 days, or you want to take it for full August. So this is how this is what we set up in prorate convention. So how it look? Let's see. Prorate convention, manage prorate convention. Click on add. Click on, well, prorate. Copy, paste. Select common. Fiscal here is our well fiscal. Now click on add. So here you will see system will ask my start date. So it has already taken the start date How the system had tracked based upon the fiscal year what we have provided in our calendar, fiscal year calendar, what we have given the start date. So we have given the start date in our fiscal year is 1/1/22. The system has taken that. Now system is asking the start date is this one, correct? What is the end date of you that month? So my end date is 22 January 31st, correct? 1 month. 1/1/22 till 1/31st 22. Now the system is asking prorated date. Prorated date means from which month, like how you want to calculate the depreciation round. So you want to calculate the depreciation like half month, like I can set it as 15, or you want to calculate the depreciation for full month, then select the first date, or you don't want to calculate the depreciation, then like click on 31st. That will also fine. I haven't tested with 31st, but just giving you an example. So I will be selecting Jan 22. I want to calculate it for full month. Click on first. Click on add. System will start taking that. Now you can proceed further till 2025. I will not go that long. Save and close. So this is how we set prorate convention. Next setups we have create corporate book. So any asset, any asset, whenever it will be coming into the organization, we used to maintain some book. And in APAR, any transaction it has been recorded, we used to record it at BU level. But here we don't have any BU concept in the fixed asset model. So everything will be tracked upon the asset book level. So why asset book is important is there we need to set it into the system like depreciation is calculated or not. Let's say you want physical inventory in your organization or not. Same way like um, amortization is there or not. This type of details you can set it over there. You can set like approval required or not during the time of creation of asset. These all details you can set. So once create corporate book, add, where is my task name? Should be asset book. Yeah, let's quickly create it. Loading. Well, corp book. Okay. Uh, take the same name as description. So here we have allow ledger posting means you want your asset accounting to be go to the ledger or not. You can select as enable, select the ledger, and here we have many concept like allow impairment or not. That we will be see it when we'll be implementing the impairment concept. And we have multiple concept in our FA. Based upon that, we will be covering all this. Like approval is also there. Many things are there. Let's not go that much now. And remember it whenever you will be testing it in your dummy instance as well. Whenever you will be selecting the ledger, it will be taking some time. It's system bug or what I don't know, but normally which I had experience, it used to take time. Yes. So we are done with the ledger. Select your depreciation calendar. Prorate calendar is also done. What is your current period of the asset? You can select today is July. So you have given all the details mostly. And yeah, here we have a reference data set. So let's say there are some rules which you are creating it and you want to share it among all other asset book. Okay. So then you will be selecting it as common. Let's say we will be taking it as common, or else we can create our customer reference data set. Let's give all this common. How to create a reference data set? I had already covered it in my previous video in Oracle. It's in accounts payable, whenever we are creating a payment terms, I had shown how to create a customer reference data set and how to assign to the view. Mhm, mhm. So here we are done with the assignment of reference data set as well. Let's see if anything is there under the invoicing rule or not. So this is how we can set all the details. Details like you want to track or create the asset like BU versus department versus asset. Like department, you want to segregate some department and all primary balancing level or not, clearing account and all. These type of things you can set it over here. Currently we are planning with only the natural account. Asset clearing account will be there. Click on save and close. These are all the details is for create asset book. Once we are done, okay, next we have tax book. Tax book I will be keeping it as pending. It's a separate concept. If I will create it now as well, you will not be able to understand why and when it required. Let's talk it about this in our next concept. I had written it over here. I will be covering this later. Now we have asset categories. Why we create asset categories is based upon the asset categories, we will be able to create our asset. We can have multiple asset categories, and for different asset categories, we can set some different rules. Let's say we have a asset categories as building. Okay, so for building, you had kept a depreciation as 5 year, and for furniture, you had kept as 10 years. So this type of details you can try, you can create a rules for different asset. Now let's category. So here we are unable to create it right now. It's just because I had disabled many things. The one which we have given into the system control. So that's the reason we won't be able to proceed with the creation of our asset category. But once I enable it, we should be able to create it. Let's try to do it something just to make you guys understand. Manage fixed asset key flex field search 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 asset key save and close. Okay, at one time we can do only one. Edit, disable, save. Okay, enable, save and close. Done. I'll be doing the deployment all together. Asset key, this is the one. Enable, save and close. Again, I had missed one thing. Save and close. Okay, enable, save and close. This is also enable now. Last we have location. Which is the yeah, this is the one asset location. Enable, save and close. Okay, I just missed again. This is enable, save and close. Let's deploy. Why I'm doing is this, because in configure system control we haven't given our own structure which we have created, so we won't be able to use it. So this is why we used to call it like this is a one-time setups in fixed asset. Then let's deploy this one. Let me explain till then. Whatever the fixed asset role which we need to assign it to the user, then only user will be able to access or create the asset in our system. So what are the role? The role are asset accountant, okay, and asset accounting manager. And normally we used to give the data access during our AP and AR at BU level. In GL we had given it our primary ledger level, but here we need to give it our data access at our corporate book level, whichever we have created. This is the book. So the book which we have created is Bell. Then this is also now last deployment. Till then let me assign the role to the user. Two role, one and two. Go to the tools, security console, user, search it with Bell, click on add it, assign to role. This is also done. Asset account 10. Okay. One I had assign an asset accounting manager. So these are the two seeded role which we need to assign it to our user, so that our user should be able to access, create an asset. Click on done. This is also done. Click on done. Now let's try to create an asset categories. If there would be some value, we should be able to create it. No, we are unable to see it. Maybe it can be a system bug or something else, but it's okay. It's okay. Why? Because whenever we will be proceeding it with our fixed asset concept, we will be creating in some asset categories as well. So that time we can see how the asset categories we need to create it. Now we have already assigned FA role to user. Let give the assign all the roles at corporate book level. So for that we have a task call as manage data access for user. My user asset accountant. We are planning it as a book level. Asset book is Balcorp book. Same way we need to assign another role. Bell asset accounting manager, asset book, and Balcorp book level. Click on done. So this is how we used to complete the setups for this one is also done and this one is also done. I will keep in mind that these two are pending, which we will be covering during the time of covering the concept of fixed asset. And this mostly we'll be covering it in our next video only. I'll be creating some asset categories and all the required setups I'll be completing it before only in another instance. And then we'll be creating one asset categories in the video and we'll be performing like creation of the asset, manual addition we'll be covering it. So I think so this video is too long. Yes. So I hope you have understand the concept of all the basic setups, all fixed asset. If you have any doubts with with any of the basic setups, you can write in a pin comment box and I will be replying on that. So thank you. Hope you had liked this video.